It's time. How does it feel today? Good or bad?
Good.
You ready? Let's go. Hey guys, hey, we are getting out here a little earlier today before it gets up to the 80 degrees that has been forecasted. And then we're going to do some schoolwork. But first, what am I going to ramble about today? So today I think I want to talk about the bold and the beautiful, specifically the Dylan, Will, Electra, Ivy, RJ of it all. So for those of you who may not know, hello, my name is Toya Creates. I recap the bold and the beautiful and Beyond the Gates daily. And I just started this walk and ramble series so I can walk, he could get some outdoors, and I can go in deeper into some of these storylines that are currently happening. So, currently on the bold and the beautiful, we have a love rectangle, triangle. So, Will and Electra have been dating for almost a year at this point, a real year, not soap opera years, because you know they are crazy. But they have gone through so much in terms of just trying to maintain the relationship because all of these outside elements, namely Luna Nazawa, have wreaked havoc on this relationship. So that whole scenario, you could look at some of my old clips if you want to get caught up on that. But that old scenario is over and done with. And we thought Will and Electra would be good. Then Electra's aunt Ivy, who is a historical character on The Bold and the Beautiful, decided in her mind that Will was not proper for Will was not proper enough for Electra. Sorry, I got distracted by the music. So yes, Ivy has decided that Will is not a good match for Electra because of the Luna situation. And then I forgot. Electra had a best friend named Dylan, who is also connected to Steffi and the Luna ordeal as well. But Dylan was unfortunately living in her car because she lost her job, couldn't find new employment, and she was not born with a silver spoon in her mouth like Electra and Will. So Electra suggested that Dylan move in to Will's beach house because he had a spare room over his garage. And that was fine. But then Will and Dylan were kind of getting close. And Electra was, to her credit, very good with being very clear and upfront about her expectations, which were basically that Dylan would stay her tail up in that apartment over the garage and she wouldn't be canoodling with Will. Well, that is not what happened. And Ivy, who was claiming to be sick one week and couldn't go on an out of town business trip with Electra, but she had enough energy and strength to go and spy on Will and Dylan. Now, they were getting a little close, but they did not cross the line at that point. But if you're on the outside looking in, it could look suspicious. And Ivy used that as leverage to get Dylan to leave town. She gave her some money. She was like, go away and don't ever come back. She's from Australia. And so that happened. And then Will eventually found out what Ivy did to Dylan. And he was very upset. And he said that she could still stay at the house. But Electra was over that. And because Will still allowed Dylan to remain at the home, Electra was basically like, peace out, I'm done with this. So that is how we have gotten here. Oh, also, RJ, who is Ridge's son, Ridge and Brooke's son, he is back and he has goo goo eyes for Electra, and he wants her, and he's not being secret about it at all. And it's very gross because they have the same last name because they are basically related, but they're not blood. Sorry, as I said, this is a ramble. So, yeah, that's basically how we have gotten to present day situation with the love triangle, rectangle, whatever we want to call it. So, most recently, Steffi decided to give Dylan a receptionist job at Forrester Creations, and that is where Electra and Will still work, but they are having issues. Oh, RJ works there as well. And yeah, we are now dealing with that situation. Sorry, all the distractions of a nice day, all these damn dogs and bees, whatever. So, yeah, Dylan started her first day at Forrester. Of course, she ran into Electra, and Electra was like, "This is my space, you need to leave." Whatever, whatever. So, um, it's still Dylan's first day, and she has gone home, and Will has surprised her with a nice little dinner. Well, he always makes dinner, but he gave her like a little cupcake just to commemorate her first day. And they are just getting closer and closer while Ivy is manipulating the situation. Oh, because let's back up a bit. Electra had written a heartfelt note to Will, expressing all of her feelings, and she left it on the desk for him to get it. But Ivy stole the note and made it seem like Will was just done with Electra, dumping her, and she's manipulating the situation to make sure they stay apart, and she's pushing Electra to be with RJ. And Dylan is aware of Ivy's manipulations at this point. She found out and she threatened to tell Electra, but Ivy was like, "You better not dare. And if you do, I'll make sure you never work here or anywhere else." Okay, so that's where we're at. So Dylan is now taking advantage of all of these things as well, as she has proclaimed that she is in love with Will. Okay, so my major issue with this storyline is that you can tell these are young people because this whole thing is nonsense. Will nor Electra have been forthright about the things they have seen. Like, Will saw RJ kiss Electra. She never told Will that's what happened. And Will has never said, "Oh, I saw you kissing RJ." He's just holding it all in. I'm like, grow up. He's emotionally immature. He needs a counselor. He needs to figure out how to express his freaking emotions. This is so stupid. Oh, it's hot. I'm sweaty. Yeah, that's what exercise is, boy. Okay, that hill was hard, but okay. And Electra has not bothered to ask Will, "Why didn't you respond to my letter?" If they would ask these two freaking questions, Will to Electra, "Why did you kiss RJ?" Electra to Will, "Why didn't you respond to my letter?" They can get this taken care of like that. So, this is an extreme highlight of young, inexperienced love. They are acting like teenagers, but they are early 20s, I guess, in the storyline. But I am sick of it. And I don't understand why no one thinks it's weird if two people have the same last name and they are basically in the same family. Why are you being encouraged to date? That is gross. So, yesterday we saw Electra and RJ at the family house having dinner and lemon bars, a pool, swim. Lord, I'm so out of it. Whatever. They went swimming. Ivy took Electra's phone and put a post up of RJ and Electra on Electra's social media. And now we are dealing with the fallout behind that because Will saw it and he basically ran to Dylan, who also saw it, and she was alarmed, but is using it to her advantage. So let's see what happens today.